Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm delighted you decided to join me today. I'm Dr. T. I'm a board-certified internal medicine, cardiology, electrophysiology, and lifestyle medicine, my latest passion. Today we'll answer 10 questions about carbs. Carbs make me gain weight. Can I still lose weight if I eat carbs and other? We are going to also learn to pick the right ones and avoid the bad one. If you have a gas engine, you want to make sure you put the right fuel in your car. You're not going to put diesel. You're not going to use unleaded gasoline anymore. It has actually been banned. So we have to put and learn to put the right fuel in our bodies as well. So in the last video we looked at different types of carbs and classified them in the good, the bad, and the really ugly. And today we're going to look a little bit more why they all being carb. Some are good for you and others are harmful. So in the last video we said that added sugars are one of the things the Americans eat too much, and in fact the sugar sweetened beverage, just the snacks and sweets, contribute more than 75% for the added sugars in the American diet. If you want to improve your diet, a simple step you can take is just limit the amount, eliminate the sugar sweetened beverage, so, for example. So today we're going to see how our body handles the carbs and what are they doing to our health. And we're gonna learn a little bit more about the refined carbs and the complex carbs. There are many names that sugars go by on food labels. There are more than 50 names, from maltose to triolose to dextrose, and you have to learn to identify what they mean. They all are all sugars, added sugars that has to be avoided. So we are going to classify carbs in two categories: the simple carbs, also called refined carbs, and the complex carbs, also called at times whole carb. And the difference is the simple carbs usually have 1 or 2 units, as opposed to the complex carbs have many units attached together with different bonds. For instance, the table sugar, sucrose, has 2 units. The complex carbs have many units of glucose connected by different chemical bonds. So let's look at what's the difference between a whole grain and a white grain. The whole grain has 3 layers. The outer layer, the bran, is full of fiber and vitamins. The core, the germ, has a significant amount of proteins. And the endosperm, the middle layer, essentially has a lot of carbs, very little fiber, and no other nutrient. If you look at this slide, you can see the big difference in terms of amount of fiber and nutrient. Here's an example of refined grains. This is one of a rice kernel. What's the difference between white rice and brown rice? The brown rice has the 3 layers we talked about. The white rice only has the middle layer. And the next slide shows again complex carbs, many units connected with different bonds, and they're handled differently by our body. If you look here in a diet with a significant amount of refined carbs, these refined carbs are absorbed very quickly in the upper intestine. They're going to lead to a spike on glucose and insulin, followed by a dip and a crash that actually lead to more hunger and contribute to addiction of the refined carb. On the other hand, on the left, diet with complex carbs will lead to a much slower absorption of these units of the glucose. Is not going to cause a spike on blood sugar and the spike of insulin is going to also last longer, provide energy for a longer period of time. And here's an example of simple carbs that really not good for you. Another aspect that we have to be concerned about is the fact that the simple carbs are pro-inflammatory and are really bad for you, as opposed to the complex carbs. They are actually have the opposite effect. They are anti-inflammatory and very healthy for you. How does the refined carbs are harmful for our bodies? Is because they're going to lead to high glucose, pre-diabetes, diabetes, coronary artery disease, and contribute to many cancers. Even the World Health Organization is telling us the obesity is killing the world and is preventable. And obesity is responsible for many different types of diseases, from coronary artery disease, diabetes, pre-diabetes, hypertension, many cancers, and arthritis. And here is a slide from UK where they look at refined high sugar diets contributing to different types of cancer, mainly breast cancer, colon cancer, and uterine cancer. So in summary, refined carbs are bad for you because they are low in fiber and they essentially are empty calories. They don't have any other micronutrients. They drive overeating, obesity, and again, diabetes, coronary artery disease, and many cancers. We have to be careful. We don't want to put the wrong fuel in our bodies. We're not going to win the Daytona 500 with the wrong fuel. It's quiz time. So in the last video, we asked the question, which of these cereals are the healthiest? The Raisin Brands, the Fruity Pebbles, and the Cocoa Pebbles. And I emphasized the total carbs in grams and the total fiber in grams. Both of these have 0 fibers, 123 grams of total carbs, the other 125. They're not healthy, as opposed to the Raisin Brands, in fact, has 8 grams of fiber per serving. So the ratio is less than 10. This is much healthier than the previous one. In a prior video, we asked what city were this set of pictures taken, and the answer again is Albuquerque, New Mexico. The next video, we have a quiz. You're going to answer these top 10 questions, and if you paid attention to this video and if you saw my prior video on carbs part 1, you should be able to answer these questions. If you did, I recommend you go back and review the prior video on carbs part 1. And remember, your health is too important to be delegated to others. Let's take control. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, write a comment, ask a question. I'm trying to make these videos as interactive as possible.